It's magnificent prime time!
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the magnificent Mecha MM01 Optimus Prime. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Right up front here, we have a nice image of Prime. MM01 Magnificent Mecha on this side, MM01 on this side, MM01 on the back. Some more magnificence done in red. QR code, you want to scan it? Go ahead, scan it. On the bottom, nothing. I killed him. I'm so sorry. On the top, nothing. And you can remove the slip cover here. And when you do that, you have some more MM01-age. If I can get this out of the way. And of course in here is where the figure sits. MM01, stuff and things, more stuff and things. And on the back, MM01, magnificent. And that's basically it for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have MM01 Optimus Prime from Magnificent Mecha, and this is their take on the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. Now, is this figure magnificent? We're about to find out now, aren't we? But here he is in his robot mode. He is packed in robot mode, and he looks magnificent. Looks magnificent, I will say that. But let's get in close here, so we can take a look not at those abs, but at that noggin. There's the noggin. You can see a very nicely done head sculpt here. Some nice paintwork, dare I say, magnificent. But yeah, it looks real good. Some nice sculpting, nice detailing, some nice paintwork. Love all the panel lining there. On the mouth plate, looks real good. Even the back of his head has some details that are picked out in a gunmetal gray. You get lots of detail here. On the collar section as well, picked out in paints. Overall, just a lot of nice detailing here. And some nice paintwork. You get some gunmetal gray in there. You do have some weathering in here as well. Don't know how well that comes off on camera, but there's some nice weathering. So things look a little dingy, a little dirty. But overall, looks great. Looks fantastic. Looks magnificent. Oh, that's going to be the word of the day. The word of the day. You can see all that detailing there. In the forearms. Just a lot going on with this design. Well, it looks great. It looks great in my opinion. You got the wheels. See, even the rims have a little bit of weathering in them. Here's big old feet. And you do have rubber tires. And moving up the back, again, some more lovely detailing. You get some bits there picked out in that coppery bronzish color. Got the Prime booty. Love all the detailing here in the back as well. This overall looks really good. It looks magnificent. Oh yes, it looks magnificent. Now, articulation-wise, is the articulation magnificent? Well, we're about to find out now, aren't we? So, head is on a ball joint. You have lots of wiggly-waggly. He can look up a good bit, look down. Head can do a full 360. Arms can do a full 360. They can move in and out. As you can see, the shoulder pads will move out of the way, although they do kind of expose kind of the armature there. Some people may find that a bit off-putting, but it is what it is. You also have forward and backward movement there on that shoulder as well. You have bicep rotation. You have 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. As far as the wrists go, the wrists are on a ball joint, so you have wiggly-waggly. You also have a hinge that allows the hands to move inward and outward a little bit. You do have waist rotation. You got an ab crunch in there, a magnificent ab crunch, one might say. As far as the leg movement here, these little bits can move out of the way. You can move this out of the way. Even move the butt plate and the legs. The hips do shift downward if you need them to. There's a little ratcheted bit in here, so you can shift the hips downward, and you can see what that does there. And you can bring the legs up about that far. You can almost do the big boot. Back about that far, outward. You can get the full splits and then some. You have a little bit of rotation here. Again, things get in the way just due to the the way everything's designed here. You do get a double jointed knee, which is nice. When you bend the knee, you can kind of see how some extra detailing gets revealed in there as he kicks the camera. Sorry about that. You can see how that works out. Some nicely done joints. And as far as the feet go, they can move up a little bit. Move down, not so much. You have tilted, you do have rotation. This little section right here can wiggle up and down. This little section here can wiggle up and down as well. And you also have a bit of a toe joint. Now, one quick note about the hip panels here. You can tab these two together. There is a tab slot connection here. If you want this to look a little bit more seamless, that's a thing you can do if you want to do it. But I leave them detached because, you know, it just gets in the way of the articulation if you leave them like that. But hey, as always, it's yours. Display it however you wish. And these panels here on his forearms are on magnets because they're going to be releasing a kit for this later on that's going to give him his Cybertronian parts. So it'll be new shoulders, new forearm panels, some new hands, and new wheels, I believe. Or just covers for the rim, I think. But either way, there's going to be some swappable parts here. Now, as far as accessories go, are the accessories magnificent? Well, we're about to find out now, aren't we? So, you get some optional hands. Now, the hands are on him right now are just the closed fists. But you do get a pair of splayed open hands, or as I call them, the no hands. That's what I call them. But you can see, also very nicely detailed. You got a little bit of like a silver dry brushing on them. They look quite nice. You get a pair of pointing hands, so you can do some magnificent pointing. Point, point, point. You also get a pair of gun-holding hands, a left and a right. The right one is currently preoccupied, but here is the left one, just so you can see it without the gun in it. Again, nicely done. You also get a pair of straight smokestacks to replace the angled ones, if you wish. And you get his big old blaster here. You can see I already have the hand attached. Now, the fingers on these hands are not all that flexible, so getting the gun in his hand can be a little bit of a pain, but it's doable. But you can see the gun here, again, nicely detailed. And that gunmetal gray. It's got a little bit of that silver dry brushing, just to give it some scuffs, but looks quite nice. You can also remove the magazine. There is a little round in there that is picked out in paint. So that's a nice little touch. Boom. So you got that going on. And you also get a display base. And may I say, this display base is magnificent. I love the way this thing looks. It looks so good in my opinion. You can see all the detail there. And again, it has that silver dry brushing done on the gunmetal gray, and has some silver dry brushing in it, and it looks really good. I love this display base. I think this looks so good. I'm in love with this base alone, but it's really nicely done. Display base. Love it, love it, love it. And one more feature to talk about is the light up eyes. And now the battery compartment is right here on the top of his noggin. You just pop it right off. It takes two LR44s, which are already included and installed on my copy anyway, so you might not have to worry about that. But again, if you do need to get batteries, it's two LR44s. You can get them cheap on Amazon. And you just push in on his head crest here, and his eyes will glow a nice bright blue. That looks wonderful. It looks magnificent. And there he is on his display base, wielding his weapon, doing a point, a magnificent point. Magnificent. So there you have that. And now for comparison. Here he is with the Monocrat, Megatron, and the Cyber Factory Screamer, with Shockwave and the Zeta Toys Blitzwing. My MPM Bumblebee is in storage, but here he is with the Transcraft and 3-0 Bumblebees, with the Studio Series and the MPM Bumblebee Movie Prime. Now my MPM Prime has the DNA kit on it, so he's a little bit taller. I don't have the Toy World version anymore. That one is dead and buried. And lastly but not leastly, here he is with the 3-0 Prime. So you can see how that works out. So there you go. So that is pretty much it for the robot mode, and it does look magnificent, truly magnificent. But let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. Now, is the transformation magnificent? Well, we're about to find out now, aren't we? So, to begin, we'll just start off with the forearms here. So the forearms can rotate out. That's another point of articulation I forgot to mention, but rotate the forearms out and you can see even more detail. There's so much detail in this thing. And then you want to take the hands and just bring them up like so. Make him look like he's about to do some bicep curls. Same thing on the other side. Just rotate those forearms out. Bring those fists up like that. Next thing you want to do, just take these side skirt sections, bring them down. We need to get a little up close and very personal here with Prime. We need to spread his legs out. And this little panel right here between his legs, we have to pull this out like so. That will allow us to take the crotch and bring that down. And you want to bring these skirt pieces up like that. Bring that down. That will sit there like so. So once you've done that, you can rotate him at the waist, 180, and we got that bit done. So now, we can come here to the chest. You want to pop these up, and they are spring-loaded, so when you disengage them, they will just automatically drop down. Just pop that out, and that will drop down. That will allow you to then take these panels here on the collar and bring those up like so. And now you can come back here. And you want to unpeg these sections. Get his arms out of the way. And rotate these down. Unpeg and rotate that down. You then want to come here to the backpack. This bit here. This will collapse down. Come up under here. And this bit will collapse up. So compress all that up like that. You have these panels here. Flip that up. Flip that up. And we are on our way. You want to come up under here. These panels under his arms are going to untab on either side. Untab, untab. And once you have done that, we're going to do a move that you're definitely going to recognize, I'm sure. You want to unpeg these side sections here. That will allow you to bring all of this back and then rock this forward on a big double hinge. And then this will clip in right there. Just push it down, and that will clip in like that. Seem familiar? Oh, it is. It is. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it works, it works. So now, you want to take these side sections here, and rotate them down, rotate them down. And you want to bring these little side panels out for now, and we're going to just rotate these around to reveal the wheels. There's a little post-port connection right there. So once you get that done, just plug that in, plug it in, rotate, and plug it in. And there you go. So you got that going on. So now, once you have done that, one little gripe I do have is I wish these chest panels opened up just a little bit more. But you just want to take the section here. You want to push it out a little bit, and this whole upper torso section is on a slider. So you can bring this up, and that gives you some extra clearance here to pull this out. And once we are here, what we're going to do is we are going to take these panels, unfold them. You can then bring these bits in just to get them out of the way. This figure, for the most part, does a good job of getting out of its own way, I will say that. And you can flip out these little panels here on the sides, like so. Once you do that, you can just bring it down the rest of the way. And there is a tab slot connection right here with this panel. This tabs into the front here of the wheel well. We'll just tab that in. That may come untabbed at a later stage, but for now, just tab that in. Just keep that in place. So now that we've done all that, we can actually sit him down and move on down ourselves. And we can continue. So now what we can do is we can... What are we going to do now? Actually, we'll do this part first. So you want to take the head. Again, just raise this whole torso section as high as it'll go. And then rotate the head down. And just make sure everything passes. Bring that down and around. And everything should just sit into place. What are you getting caught on? I have no idea. It's going to cut up on something. There we go. Do that. This panel, just bring this all the way up and over for now. There you go. You got the head tucked in like that. And once you've done that, you can take the windshields and plug them in. They'll just tab in right in there, front and center. Just tab that in, bring that in, tab that in like so. You want to take these underarm panels here. They'll just fold right in. Make sure they're tucked in all the way like so. And you're set to go there. It's coming together. It's coming together. So now, got to bring the arms back. Make sure you use this whole double hinge here. Bring this all the way back. Get those shoulder pads up and out. So what's going to happen here, bring the arm down. You want to rotate the bicep in, and this whole thing will slide up like so. Then you want to bend the arm in like that. And again, you want to use this little brace section here. Just pull that up and then just tuck the arm into the body like that. Same thing on the other side. Just get that shoulder pad out of the way and again rock all this back on that double hinge. Just bring the arm down, rotate it right there at the bicep, slide this up like that. Bend the arm again, just pull this up so you can get the clearance you need, and that should just drop right in like that. So once you've done that, you can take these sections here, bring them down, just push that hinge in. It's not a double hinge, it kind of slides at the top. So just when you bring that in, just boop, just give it a little mush, just mush it in a little bit. And there we go. And it's coming together. It's coming together. So now we're going to work on the shoulder pads here. So what you want to do with the shoulder pads is you want to untab this section, just free that up. Take the smokestack, bring it down. You have a panel, not a panel, but this little section here will come out. And then you want to take this section here and just swing that down like so. Bring this section down and in, push it as far as it'll go. This little tab will drop down. And you can just drop this down, and this panel will slide down like so. Once you do that, just collapse that forward. And that should sit there just like that. It'll sit behind this panel right there, as you can see. And rotate the smokestack. We can deal with those later. And second verse, guess what? Just like the first. So untab, drop that down, bring this little panel back. Take this section, rotate in, bring all of this down, bring that down, bring that down, and then bring this down. It's a lot of bringing down that we're doing. There you go. Then you just bring that in, like that, and there you have that all done. Once you do that, now you can take this panel, bring that back, and that will drop down and lock in all nice and secure like. Boop, right there, just like that. That fills in the top of the truck, and there you go. We are on our way. Get everything situated. Again. Just rotate these, angle those. Alrighty, so now we need to come down and work on this little bit right here. So what you're going to do here is you're going to just unfold this, unfold that. You want to take this section here, this panel, and just bring it out as far as it'll go. It's not a double hinge, so bring that out as far as it'll go. Unfold that, then swing all this around. And there are tabs and slots between these two panels, so make sure that those are lined up and tabbed in, like that. And you just want to leave them like that for now. You don't want to connect all this just yet, because if you do try to do that, they will get in the way of things. So, and also make sure these little skirt pieces here just lined up and looking like that. So there you go. So again, second verse, just like the first. So open that up, like this. Swing this back, open, and swing all this around. Again, make sure that these two panels are joined together if you have those tabs and slots. And there you go. Just leave that be for now, because now we need to work on the legs. So bring his legs out, I'll just give you the room you need to operate. This panel here is going to open up. You just kind of want to pull it down a little bit because it tabs up into this section here. So just kind of pull it down and bring that out like so. And you have this section here, which is going to just rotate back. You want to unfold this and then unfold this. You want to bring this out a little bit because if not, it'll get caught up here. So unfold that, bring that out, and then bring all of this up. That double hinge. And just kind of rotate it out. Just get it out of the way. You want to then take the foot, rotate it in, collapse that into the leg, and then this will swing in, and you have a tab that will go into this slot right in here in the foot. I guess more his ankle, really. Wherever. It tabs into a spot. So there you go. And you got that looking like that. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Second verse, again, is just like the first. So open that up, bring that out, unfold, and unfold, and unfold. It's a lot of unfolding. Lots of unfolding. Magnificent amounts of unfolding. It's magnificently folded. Rotate that in. Bring that into the leg. And then swing that in. And tab that in to its final resting place. Like so. And there you got that all done. So now all we're going to do at this juncture is we're going to just tab everything together. You got tab slots here, tab slots here. The feet do have magnets on the bottoms of them, so that's going to help keep that secure. And you also have a tab slot connection right back here as well. So just line everything up, close it up, tab that together, like so. And there you go. So you have all that together like that. So now we need to do some work on the underside of the trucular region. So what we're going to do here. Now this is the point where you really should use that that joint that allows the hips to shift downward. That actually does make life a little easier. And now I don't think I can do it now. So it's okay. But we can still get through this part. So you want to open up the back of the leg here, like that. There's a tank in here. You want to take this, swing it out, and then rotate it 180. Now this hip skirt panel here is going to tab into a slot right here. So just bring this in and tab it in, like that. Then you can just bring that over, and then you can close this back up. Like so. Again, we're just going to leave that like that for now. We can come down here. We'll do the other side first. So, second verse, just like the first. So again, just undo that. Get that tank out. Rotate it. Just bring it out so you can close this back up. Boom, right there. And again, just make sure that this is tabbed into that slot right there on the hip. Just line it up and plug it in, Again, just make sure everything is sitting as it should. Come on, go in your home. There we go. And just leave that like that for now. Okay, so we got that step done. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to take these blue sections here. They're tabbed into this panel here. So just pull it in a little bit to untab it. Then you're just going to shift it up on this double hinge. Now, there are two tabs here. Two slots rather. This slot right here is for robot mode. This slot here is for truck mode. So we're going to end up here. So again, just kind of pull it in a little bit just so you can line it up. And you can see how that just shifts that up a little bit. And then you just bring this panel up like that. Same thing on the other side. Just do that. Get that tabbed into its truck mode spot. And then bring that panel up. And you are all good to go there. So now we are pretty much at the home stretch here. Oops. There we go. Alright, so now we are pretty much at the home stretch here. So now what we can do is we can now seat these side panels in place. So first thing you want to do is make sure that this is all sitting down like it's supposed to. And there are various tabs and slots, just everything that you need to get lined up. And again, I told you before, this will probably come unseated while we're doing things, but it's okay. You just line everything up. This is the part that can get a little not tedious, but sometimes it can fight you a little bit, but sometimes it works with you, sometimes it pops in all very easily. Also a tab slot up here. Just push all that in, and it should just, there we go, pop in like that, get that all nice and squozen, and then you can just bring that down. As far as the tank goes here, there's a tab that'll go into a slot right in here, so you just bring that up, and it should just pop right into place right there, like that. There you go. So we got that side all done, so again, just do that same thing on the other side. Again, make sure all this is seated down where it's supposed to be, and just line everything up. Oops. Again, you might unseat some things in the process. That's okay. It's okay. It's alright. This is the one part that can fight you a little bit because there's a lot of, you know, a lot of tabs and slots you have to get lined up here, but there you go. Boom, and boom. There you go. Magnificent. So bring that down, bring this up. That will just tab itself into its spot. And I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. Woo, we're done. And, oh, no, one more thing. I always forget. Side view mirrors. There we go. And we're done. And there we have MM01 in his truck. Well, you can't spin it. Rubber tires. But there he is in his truck mode. And the truck mode looks magnificent, in my opinion. I think it looks quite good. It all comes together very, very nicely. Oops, I forgot to... Oh, okay, it's just sitting. It's not sitting down totally. There we go. But yeah, that looks magnificent. I think that all comes together very nicely. Wasn't too much of a chore. Not too bad, not too bad. It's getting close here, so we can take a look at the details. You see that front grille there. All that done in a nice silver. You do get a bit of weathering in there as well. You get some riveting details going down the sides. Some more silver. You got some black in there as well. And the back comes together very nicely. I mean, it's still blatantly his legs, but you know, at least they added a little something back here. Not too bad. You actually get the tail lights. Oh no, I still think it looks pretty dang good. I like it. There is the top, and there is the bottom. He does roll as a rolling thing should. Rolls very smoothly too. Nice smooth roll. Hooray for smooth rolling. And for comparison, here it is with MP44. With the Studio Series, Bumblebee Prime, and with the MPM Bumblebee Prime. So you can see how that works out. So, there you go. Now as far as some features here in truck mode, the windshield wipers can move. You know, they're just made out of rubber, so you don't have to worry about breaking them. But, you know, you have movable windshield wipers. And of course you have the optional straight smokestacks here, and you can just pop these off like so, very easy, and just pop the straight ones on. So it's totally up to you how you want that looking. You can have the angled ones, you can have the straight ones, totally up to you. As always, you can display this however you wish. You have smokestack options, and as always, smokestack so my tongue stops working. Smokestack options are good. And he can also tow a trailer. Obviously, you can see the slots back here for it. Now, this will not tow any of the standard Masterpiece trailers. This will work with the MPP10 trailer. That's the upscaled MP10. So it will work with that trailer. So if you have that, you can get some trailer action going. Now, as far as storage for his gun, I don't think that's happening. The instructions don't say anything about storage, and I don't think it does. Not that I can find anyway. Doesn't seem like you can just do that. There you go. Storage! Hooray! Hooray for storage. So, there you go. So there you have MM01, and yeah, very pleased with this figure. You know, the sculpting, magnificent. The paintwork, magnificent. It looks magnificent in robot mode, looks magnificent in truck mode. The transformation is almost magnificent. There's some fiddle factor, not to a frustrating degree, but there is some fiddle factor with the transformation, but it's still a good transformation. This one completely buries the Toy World version as far as I'm concerned. Just an overall look, quality, engineering, just far superior as far as I'm concerned to the Toy World version. And quality-wise, quality is magnificent. It just feels good. It feels solid, feels sturdy. It just feels like a nice, solid figure. So if I had to sum up this figure in one word, that one word would be neat. It's neat. So there you go. And now I picked this up from TF Safari. There'll be a link in the description down below so you can check that out. Of course, for all your other Transformers needs, you can check out BigBadToyStore.com. As always, linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. You can also check out my third-party Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love, Peace, Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the magnificent Mecha MM01 Optimus Prime, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Bumblebee! We have to evacuate! Again? Yeah, it does kind of seem like a deja vu thing, but we need to evacuate! Alright, we'll evacuate. Again. My name is... It doesn't matter what your name is!